In the quiet town of Clinton, Tennessee, a young girl named Jo Ann Allen was born into a world sharply divided by race and tradition. The streets of her hometown, lined with familiar faces and old brick buildings, held both comfort and invisible boundaries. Jo Ann grew up surrounded by the warmth of her family and the laughter of friends. She attended an all-black school, where teachers inspired her to dream of a future filled with possibilities. Despite the challenges of segregation, her childhood was filled with hope, ambition, and a sense of belonging within her community. But in 1956, when Jo Ann was just 14 years old, her life changed forever. She became one of the first black students to walk through the doors of the previously all-white Clinton High School, stepping into a new chapter of history. Jo Ann and 11 other students, later known as the Clinton 12, were not activists or public figures. They were ordinary kids, suddenly thrust into the national spotlight, asked to do something extraordinary simply by going to school. Their quiet courage would open doors for thousands of children who, like them, just wanted the chance to learn, to grow, and to belong. Before this moment, black and white children in Clinton had never shared classrooms. Segregation was not just a custom, it was the law, shaping every part of daily life and limiting opportunities for black families. But in 1954, the Supreme Court's Brown v. Board of Education ruling promised a new beginning. The decision declared that separate schools were inherently unequal, and it called for integration across the nation. For Jo Ann, this meant the chance to attend a better school, one closer to home, with new opportunities and resources she had only dreamed of before. She was filled with excitement and hope, eager to join the school band, make new friends, and experience life as a regular student, just like any other teenager. Jo Ann never asked to be a symbol of change, but history called on her and the others to stand for justice, even when it meant facing fear and uncertainty. Together, they walked into a place where they weren't always welcomed, armed only with hope, determination, and the support of their families and community. Jo Ann's journey would become a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit, showing that even the youngest among us can help change the world. Her story began with hope, but it would soon test her courage and resilience in ways she never could have imagined, setting the stage for a legacy that would inspire generations to come. The summer of 1956 brought hope to Jo Ann and her family. A federal judge ordered Clinton High School to desegregate, finally allowing black students to enroll. For years, Jo Ann had watched the school from afar, dreaming of the opportunities inside. Now, those doors were opening. She and her friends buzzed with nervous excitement, imagining new classrooms and a better future. This wasn't about causing trouble, it was about claiming their right to an equal education. The decision to attend was made by families who wanted more for their children. On August 27, 1956, Jo Ann dressed for her first day, filled with hope and anxiety. She wanted to be seen not as a problem, but as a girl who loved to learn. The community hoped for peace, but uncertainty lingered. Jo Ann stepped out her door, ready to be part of history. The sun rose on a day that would change Clinton forever. The promise of equality was finally being put to the test. The first day at Clinton High was unexpectedly calm. The sun rose quietly over the school, casting long shadows as students, black and white, filed through the doors together for the very first time. There was a sense of anticipation in the air, but also a cautious hope that maybe, just maybe, things could go smoothly. Jo Ann and the other black students walked in without incident, found their lockers, and went to class. Each step they took down those hallways was a quiet act of courage, a statement that they belonged there as much as anyone else. Inside, Jo Ann's white classmates were surprisingly welcoming. They even elected her vice president of their homeroom. For Jo Ann, this small gesture was a sign that acceptance was possible, even in a place where so many doubted it could happen. For a moment, it seemed possible that integration could work. The students exchanged smiles and friendly words, sharing stories and laughter, as if the world outside had faded away. The students found common ground, and Jo Ann felt a surge of optimism. In those early hours, the classroom became a place of hope, where differences seemed less important than dreams for the future. But outside, forces opposed to change were gathering. The calm inside the school was in stark contrast to the tension building just beyond its walls. Segregationists saw the peaceful start as a threat and began to stir up anger in the community. Their voices grew louder, determined to disrupt the fragile peace that had settled over Clinton High. The Clinton 12 were unaware of the storm brewing beyond the school walls. Focused on their studies, they clung to the hope that their presence would make a difference. For a few precious hours, they were just students, attending class, eating lunch, daring to believe in equality. They shared meals and conversations, building bonds that defied the expectations of the outside world. But the fragile peace would not last. Tension crept in, and the students could sense that something was changing, even if they didn't yet know what was coming. The courage of these 12 would soon be tested as Clinton became a battleground for civil rights. Their every move was watched, their bravery inspiring others and infuriating those who resisted change. Their first steps into Clinton High marked the beginning of a much larger struggle. Each day, they crossed that threshold, knowing the risks but refusing to turn back. The fight for justice was only just beginning. The story of the Clinton 12 would echo far beyond those school walls, inspiring generations to come. The peace at Clinton High was shattered as news of integration spread. What had once been an ordinary school day quickly turned into a battleground for civil rights, as the eyes of the nation focused on this small Tennessee town. Segregationists, led by John Casper of the Ku Klux Klan, descended on Clinton, spreading hate and fear. Their rallies and angry speeches fueled the flames of division, drawing crowds of supporters and onlookers alike. Jo Ann and her friends faced mobs of furious adults every morning, enduring insults and threats. The air was thick with tension, and every step toward the school doors felt like a test of courage. The simple act of going to school became an act of bravery. Each day, these students walked through a gauntlet of hatred, knowing that their presence was a challenge to the status quo. Inside, the atmosphere changed. Some white students, influenced by the mob, began to torment the Clinton 12. The hostility didn't end at the school's doors. It followed them into classrooms and hallways. They faced shoves, cruel words, and daily harassment. Even teachers sometimes looked the other way, leaving Jo Ann and her friends to fend for themselves. Every day was a battle for survival, but Jo Ann and her friends found strength in each other. Their unity became a shield, helping them endure the relentless pressure. Despite the terror, they refused to give up, determined to get the education they deserved. Their focus on learning became an act of resistance, a way to claim their rightful place in the school. Their persistence was a powerful act of defiance. Each day they returned, they sent a message that they would not be driven out by hate. They showed the world they would not be broken by hate. Their courage and dignity in the face of such overwhelming adversity became a beacon of hope. These children faced down a storm of hatred with dignity and resolve. Their calm determination stood in stark contrast to the chaos around them. Their courage inspired others and challenged the nation to confront its own prejudices. The bravery of the Clinton 12 became a rallying cry for justice and equality. The fight for equality was now impossible to ignore. The story of Clinton High School echoed across the country, forcing Americans to reckon with the realities of segregation. The Clinton 12 stood strong, even as the world around them erupted in anger. Their legacy endures as a testament to the power of courage, unity, and the unbreakable will to overcome hate. As violence escalated, the local police were overwhelmed. The governor called in the Tennessee National Guard to protect the Clinton 12. Soldiers and tanks filled the streets, creating a barrier between students and the angry mobs. For Jo Ann, the sight of soldiers was both frightening and reassuring. With armed escorts, the students could reach school safely, but the hatred remained. The school became a fortress, the students at its center. The presence of the National Guard was a turning point in the civil rights movement. It showed that the fight for desegregation required the full power of the law. The soldiers symbolized a nation struggling between its past and its promise of justice. The Clinton 12's bravery forced America to confront its conscience. Even with the National Guard, danger followed Jo Ann's family home. Their house was targeted, and Jo Ann's father was attacked and later arrested while trying to protect his family. The Allens realized they could no longer count on the law for safety. With heavy hearts, they decided to leave Clinton for good. Jo Ann was devastated. She wanted to stay and finish the fight, but her parents knew they had to protect their children. In early 1957, the family left Tennessee, seeking safety and a new beginning. Their departure was a painful symbol of the cost of progress. Only 2 of the original Clinton 12 would graduate from the school. The following year, segregationists bombed Clinton High, destroying much of the building. The Allen family's goodbye showed the deep price of fighting for justice. The Allen family moved to Los Angeles, hoping for peace. Jo Ann enrolled at Dorsey High School, finally able to experience a normal student life. She graduated in 1958 and became a pediatric nurse, dedicating her life to helping others. Her experiences in Clinton taught her empathy and resilience, which she poured into her work. Jo Ann also pursued her love of music, forming a vocal trio called the Debs with her sister and cousin. They sang backup for Sam Cooke, finding joy and expression through music. In California, Jo Ann built a happy life, marrying, raising 3 children, and focusing on her future. For years, she rarely spoke of her past, but the girl who faced mobs in Tennessee was still inside her. One day, she would share her story, ensuring the sacrifices of the Clinton 12 were never forgotten. Her new life was a testament to hope and healing. As time passed, Jo Ann realized the story of the Clinton 12 was fading from memory. Few knew about their courage, and she felt a responsibility to speak out. Jo Ann began sharing her experiences at schools and museums, reminding young people that history is made by ordinary people. She worked with the Green McAdoo Cultural Center to preserve the Clinton 12's legacy. In 2019, she co-authored a children's book, This Promise of Change, telling her story in verse. Through her book and speeches, Jo Ann inspired new generations to stand up for justice. Sharing her story was painful, but she knew it was necessary. She became a bridge between past and future, teaching courage and hope. Her voice ensured the Clinton 12 would not be forgotten. Jo Ann's advocacy became the final, powerful chapter of her journey. Jo Ann Allen Boyce was known for her optimism and forgiveness, even after all she endured. She believed love was stronger than hate and chose healing over bitterness. Her message was always one of hope and dignity. Jo Ann's life showed that resilience means living with joy, despite scars. She passed away in 2025 at age 84, leaving a world changed by her courage. Her legacy lives on in integrated schools, in her book, and in all who are inspired by her story. She was a pioneer, nurse, singer, author, wife, mother, and grandmother. Her story reminds us that change often begins with one brave person. Jo Ann's life teaches us to choose love, have courage, and never lose hope. Her light continues to shine, guiding all who believe in the power of change.